Hey, welcome to my video. If you haven't seen me before, my name's Millie. I run a vintage shop called Mank Vintage. So recently I feel like my style has developed a lot. My taste has changed. So I've compiled it's not little, I've compiled quite a big list of things that I'm loving at the moment. Oh, the first one is a really good one because I'm actually really have found like a newfound obsession with this, and I'm struggling to locate pieces like this that I want. So the first one is sheer thin knitwear. I feel like last year I liked like chunky, heavy knits, but right now what I'm looking for is something really thinly knitted that feels kind of delicate but also cozy. I'm almost thinking like a thin type of mohair, but not too like fluffy. This is really chic. It's a great way to bring like the sheer trend into autumn. The next is sheer midi and maxi skirts. One example of this that I love is the Rags Redone flirty skirt. I've seen a few people talking about this, and I went onto their website with all intentions of buying the one that Susie Lola got sent by them. I think she got sent it, or maybe she bought it. I don't know. But that one I cannot find on the website, and the other colorways just aren't really for me. I want something a bit more neutral. But I think this is such a gorgeous skirt, and it incorporates like lace and polka dots, which are obviously very prevalent right now. But in general, I feel like we also saw this with the Susamusa polka dot sheer skirt like earlier in the year. That's really cute. I feel like that's still being worn a lot and is a great transitional piece into autumn, in my opinion. I've been trying to get my hands on a sheer midi maxi skirt, but I'm finding it a lot harder to find one than I thought I would. Like I've searched it on Vinted, and all the ones that come up just aren't sheer, which is really strange. And leading on from that is just anything sheer, really. I've loved lace a lot the last few years, and I like to layer with sheer, but I'm thinking more sheer used in a minimal way. Another thing with that I've noticed recently, I don't even think it's on my list, is sort of a growing trend of wearing like lingerie over your clothes. Along with that, I know kind of going into trends now. That whole idea of wearing the inside out or wearing your lingerie over your clothes, it's kind of like getting dressed back to front. And I've also noticed a lot of people turning their trousers, or not a lot of people, a few people, and a few brands making sort of trousers turned inside out, which I think is interesting. I like the idea of having visible stitching and some of the characteristics that you will find on the inside of a jean, but to just flip it inside out and have the label hanging out, the pockets hanging out, and all of that, like, mess. I'm just not really into it, but that is something that I have noticed is happening. Next one is chunky silver jewelry. I've been loving this for ages, but I did have a gold moment this year. But I objectively love this silver jewelry, even if I feel like I prefer gold tones. I've just moved, so I feel like this is actually a better backdrop. Anyways, I've just moved because the light was like really not vibing. Yeah, silver chunky jewelry. When I think of this, I specifically think of pilgrim jewelry. They do some really nice pieces that I'd love to get my hands on at some point. And I do wish I had more jewelry. I just feel like the price point does kind of put me off for good quality jewelry brands. Unfortunately, I've got naturally expensive taste, so yeah, that kind of puts me off buying things like that. And just any sort of small independent jewelry maker. I just love the pieces that they make, and I love I love watching the process. I'd love to learn how to make my own chunky silver jewelry. If I'm to get engaged, babe, if you're watching this, that that's what I want for my engagement ring. Next one, asymmetric hems. I love an asymmetric hem. I'm not going to talk about this too much, but I feel like asymmetry in terms of clothing is very in right now, with elevated basics coming to the forefront, functional fashion, and then also this like 2010s avant-garde All Saints moment that we seem to be having. I don't know if that's just in my world. It's so much more interesting if something's like that rather than like that. Not much to say about that. I will always love asymmetric hems endlessly. Next is draped fabrics. I literally just mentioned All Saints, and All Saints comes under this as well. I feel like they have lots of draping elements, draping, ruching, voluminous silhouettes, like all of that, but specifically draped fabrics I'm loving right now. I mentioned in my recent trends video, Ewan's Me, their draped top definitely comes to mind. I think draped pieces can be so versatile, and that's definitely something I'm looking for in my wardrobe right now, is versatility, pieces that can be worn multiple ways, or at least styled multiple ways, you know. Okay, the lighting is fucking with me again. Next is anything 100% cotton. Over the last year, I've become much more concerned with the fabrics that my items are made out of, and making sure they're made out of good quality fabrics. And that's where 100% cotton, recycled cotton comes in. I don't want to be wearing loads of plastic on my body as well. And that's just me personally. It's an interest that I have, trying to avoid too many chemicals or synthetics. Right, moving on. Silk ruffle tops and dresses. This is a really specific one, but I got two recently and I'm eyeing up two more, and there's something about them that I love. I love silk as a material. I'm trying to buy more silk items. It's something that I think is like chic and timeless and can be a statement piece, but also styled in many different ways. So yeah, love those. Gingham in the home. I have been a long time hater of gingham, but recently I got some gingham cushion covers. I feel like I remember saying this. I think I may have rehearsed this one in my head, because I just got the maddest deja vu of like looking at sorry, I've lost my words. Talking about this already. I've got said cushion cover here. Just so cute. But also, I feel like the thing that I don't like gingham is that it's too cottagey. But think with gingham in the home, like a little detail of gingham, like a little splash of pattern, no harm, you know? Next, I wrote, honestly, anything All Saints. I think that speaks for itself. Avant-garde silhouettes, exaggerated military style jackets, balloon trousers, all of these are very much very popular right now, and I'm loving them. I bought a pair of like sort of balloon style harem type yoga-ish, whatever you want to call them, trousers on Vinted the other day, and I'm really excited for them to come, because I feel like with like ballet flats and a nice jacket, with ballet flats and a nice jacket, I feel like it can be dressed up. But also, oh my goodness, um, but they're also really cozy and comfortable as well. So yeah. I also had a moment, I don't know if I'm over this now, of loving French tips, but all in all, I've been loving natural nails. Not natural nails like mine, like these are shit, but like natural looking nails, you know, nice rounded almond, maybe with like a neutral gel color on it, or like biab or something. But like that I'm not loving. A cinched waist with a batwing silhouette on tops and dresses is something I've been loving recently. I've seen so many examples of this from different brands. I can't remember any of the names. With that, off the shoulder tops, especially if it looks like you cut it yourself. I might try cutting this actually, because I feel like this neckline is so unflattering on me. So And this is the perfect top to try and cut because I don't care about it, and it was like £4 from the charity shop. So, and I just feel like it will look so much better, but I'm not the kind of person to really just start cutting up items that I actually actively wear and like. um but realistically, I just don't think this looks good on me. Like, this neckline is just not for me, and I feel like that would look so much better, you know? I've been loving mesh pumps, like the mesh ones with like little flower details on them. But also those ones that are kind of like mesh but more like crochet, but then not crochet, but like a crochet pattern. Do you know what I mean? And also ballet pumps with studs. I really want a pair of studded ballet pumps. Oh, this is a new one. Raincoats, or like trench coats made of raincoat material. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about like the Arterex, like core style hiking ones. That just does not suit my wardrobe. And although I really can appreciate streetwear and Gorkcore styles, and would love to dress like that. I just know it's not me. I do actually love Oakley though. I love Oakley. Like, if that was my style, I would genuinely be head to toe in Oakley. Nothing else. I think vintage Oakley is just like, oh, like I feel like it's something about like the structures and the color palette is just perfect, honestly. But yeah, I think trench coats in a raincoat material is something that I really want. It's practical as well, like it's really practical. I don't remember the last time I had a waterproof coat. Okay? And I get caught out in the rain and I'm fucked pretty much. So it would be nice to have one of those. And I think having it as like a trench coat as well is good, because trench coats go with most stuff, or like long coats go with most stuff, whereas short coats don't. Because like if it covers your outfit, then it's gonna go with anything, you know? Last one. Wellies with shorts. I think it's cute. I think you can only do it for about 1 month in autumn, but whilst you can, you might as well. I don't want this bare cold air on my bare legs, even if I'm not cold, you know, because it's like the air is like, ugh. I just don't want it. So I love it, but it won't be for me. Anyways, that has been things I'm loving at the moment, mainly fashion related. If you liked listening to me yap and you like these things too, let me know. Let me know what things you've been loving right now. Anyways, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me yap. See you later.